Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. John from the Oak Lane Wellness Center. I want you to imagine a familiar scene. You've just left your annual checkup. In your hand, you have a small stack of papers, referrals for tests, scans, and screenings. You feel responsible for following through, but maybe just a little bit overwhelmed. It's a feeling I hear about often. This idea that more testing always means better health. We're taught to be proactive, and that's wonderful. But as we gather more seasons, our bodies change. The rule book of medicine needs to change with us. Sometimes, the most proactive step we can take is to pause and ask a simple, powerful question. Will this test truly add quality to my life? In our time together today, we aren't going to create a list of don'ts. Instead, we're going to build a toolkit of do's. We'll explore 5 common health checkups that deserve a second thought after age 70. For each one, we'll identify the common challenge it presents, and more importantly, discuss a gentle solution, a smarter conversation to have with your doctor, or a better path to take. This is about replacing anxiety with wisdom. Shall we begin? The DEXA scan is our first stop, and it measures bone density. It sounds simple, but here's the challenge. After 70, nearly everyone will show some degree of bone loss. It's a natural part of aging, like the silver in our hair. The test gives you a number, and that number can create immense anxiety. It often triggers an immediate prescription for powerful drugs, even when the actual risk of a fracture is very low. Think of it like checking the tire pressure on a classic car, a car you only drive on Sundays. The manual says it should be 35 psi, but yours reads 32. Do you overhaul the entire suspension system, or do you simply ensure the car is driving smoothly and safely for its intended purpose? The number isn't the whole story. The gentle solution here is to shift our focus from a number on a page to how your body functions in the world. Real-world prevention comes from 3 key areas. First, balance and strength. Simple exercises like Tai Chi, walking, or standing on one foot while you brush your teeth. These can dramatically reduce your risk of falling. Strong legs are your best defense. Second, nutrition. Are you getting enough vitamin D and calcium? Not from a pill necessarily, but from sunlight, fortified milk, sardines, and leafy greens. Third, home safety. A simple check for loose rugs or poor lighting. This can be more protective than any medication. So the smart question for your doctor isn't, are my bones thin? It's, doctor, based on my lifestyle and history, what is my actual personal risk of a fall or fracture in the next few years? And can we focus on lifestyle-based prevention first? Next, let's talk about memory. You misplace your keys, or forget a neighbor's name. The immediate fear is dementia, and the knee-jerk reaction can be to order a brain MRI. The challenge is that an MRI of a 70-plus-year-old brain is almost guaranteed to find something. Tiny spots, slight shrinkage, what we call age-related changes. These are often harmless shadows, but once seen, they can start a cascade of fear and more invasive, often fruitless, testing. It's like taking a high-definition photo of a well-loved 70-year-old wooden workbench. You'll see nicks, stains, and scratches. They don't mean the workbench is broken. They mean it has lived a full life. An aging brain is much the same. The better first step is to assess function, not just structure. A cognitive screening. A simple, in-office, paper and pencil test can give a much more accurate picture of your cognitive health than a scan. A lifestyle check. Are you sleeping well? Are you hydrated? Are you managing stress? These have a huge impact on memory. Social and mental engagement. Joining a book club, doing puzzles, or learning a new skill. These are proven ways to keep your mind sharp. The conversation to have with your doctor is, I've noticed some forgetfulness. Before we look for shadows with a scan, could we start by assessing my cognitive function and reviewing my overall lifestyle for contributing factors? Feeling a bit more tired on the hills? It's a common complaint. A cardiac stress test seems like a logical next step. You walk on a treadmill while monitored. The challenge, especially for those without classic symptoms like chest pain, is the high rate of false positives. The test might suggest a blockage that isn't significant, leading you down the path to an angiogram, an invasive procedure that carries its own risks, like reactions to the dye or kidney issues. Imagine the check engine light on your car flashes on briefly while going up a steep hill, then turns off. Do you immediately take the engine apart, or do you first check the simple things? The oil, the gas, the tire pressure, to see if there's a simpler explanation? The gentle solution is to become a better detective of your own body. Keep a symptom journal. For a week, note when you feel tired. Was it after a poor night's sleep, a large meal, dehydration? Consider a resting EKG. This simple, non-invasive test can provide a great baseline of your heart's health without the stress and risk of a full workup. Focus on basics. Ensure you're well hydrated and managing your diet. Sometimes, fatigue is just fatigue, not a sign of heart disease. The empowering question is, I'd like to understand my fatigue better. Could we start by tracking my symptoms and doing a simple resting EKG before considering a more invasive stress test? The colonoscopy is a life-saving tool, without a doubt, but its risk-to-benefit ratio changes as we age. For most people, routine screening is recommended to stop at age 75. Why? The challenge is twofold. The harsh laxative prep can be tough on older bodies, causing dehydration or electrolyte imbalances. And the procedure itself, while generally safe, carries a small but real risk of complications. That increases with age. Think of it as inspecting the foundation of a historic, well-maintained house. For the first 75 years, a full disruptive inspection every decade makes sense. But after that, if the house is stable and showing no signs of trouble, a less disruptive, external check might be the wiser, safer approach. For those over 75 with a history of clean colonoscopies and no symptoms, there's an excellent gentle solution. The FIT test, fecal immunochemical test. No prep. You do it in the privacy of your own home. No sedation, no need for a day off or recovery time. Highly effective. It's very good at detecting the warning signs of cancer, which can then be investigated further if needed. A great question for your doctor is, given my age and good screening history, would a non-invasive FIT test be a suitable and safer alternative for me this year? Finally, the checkup that sounds the most comprehensive, but is often the most harmful for screening. The full-body CT scan. These are sometimes marketed in private executive health packages. The challenge is immense. First, the radiation dose is significant, equivalent to hundreds of chest X-rays. Second, it's almost guaranteed to find incidentalomas, harmless, tiny nodules or cysts that are normal parts of aging. But once found, they trigger a stressful, expensive, and potentially risky journey of biopsies and follow-up scans. This is like sending a SWAT team to search every room of a quiet suburban house. Just in case there's a problem, they'll inevitably break a few doors, scare the family pet, and track mud on the carpet, all to find nothing of consequence. It's a solution that creates more problems than it solves. The solution is the cornerstone of good medicine. Listen to your body and investigate specific symptoms. Symptom-specific imaging. If you have a specific, persistent symptom, like unexplained weight loss or a strange lump, then a targeted CT scan or ultrasound of that specific area makes perfect sense. Regular checkups. A good old-fashioned physical exam and conversation with your primary doctor is the best full-body scan there is. They know you, your history, and what to look for. When it comes to full-body scans for screening, the smartest conversation is often a statement. I understand that imaging is most effective when it's targeted at a specific symptom. Since I'm feeling well, I'd prefer we focus on a thorough physical exam and discuss tests only if a concern arises. Let me tell you about a wonderful gentleman, a retired carpenter named Arthur. He came to me at 76 feeling anxious. His previous doctor had retired, and a new clinic suggested a whole battery of these tests. Arthur felt like his body was a project that was failing. He told me, "Doc, I spend more time worrying about my bones and my brain than I do in my woodshop." We sat down and went through this same list. Instead of another DEXA scan, we focused on his daily walks with his dog, Barnaby, and added some simple balance exercises. Instead of an MRI for his occasional forgetfulness, he joined a local history club. He opted for a simple fit test at home. We didn't ignore his health, we reframed it. A year later, not much had changed on paper, but everything had changed for Arthur. He was back in his workshop, building a beautiful birdhouse for his granddaughter. He told me, "I realized my health isn't about avoiding every possible problem. It's about having the energy and peace of mind to enjoy the life I have right now." He stopped being a patient and went back to being a carpenter, a husband, and a grandfather. So, here is your invitation for this week. Not a command, just an invitation. Choose one small idea from our chat today. Perhaps it's making a note to ask one of these smart questions at your next appointment. Or maybe it's simply deciding to take a 10-minute walk after dinner. I would love to hear which small, gentle step you're considering. Please share it in the comments below. Your story might just be the encouragement someone else needs to see. Remember, you are the foremost expert on your own body. Good health is not a destination. It's a daily practice of wise, gentle choices. You hold the power to shape your health journey. One thoughtful step at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be well and stay in charge.